Hey there, friends. Welcome back. It's the Club Sports End of the Year recaps, and today we're talking about the back-to-back national champions, Women's Division I hockey. Pat was down there in Frisco, Texas, and Pat, what was it like there to be a part of that historic run?
Well, it was exciting because obviously before the season started, we talked about
true.
how they could potentially have a chance of not only making history going back-to-back, but even more so just being able to make it to a consecutive run of title games, and they've been able to do that now. 4 of the last 5 national championship games have included the Lady Flames, and they have been able to be successful in 3 of them. So that's just a fantastic benchmark for them being able to win their 3rd national title. But I mean, it was good just to see how the Lady Flames, obviously, there was not one particular star or one person that really headline and was taking care of business. It was a great team-oriented game, and I think that is what the coaching staff was wanting to see, and even more so, this is what the coaching staff, especially Coach Lowe's, we talked about it, and he talked about it, I'm sure, with you a couple times, but more so saying you want to be building and for this moment and just being able to peak at the right time, and I think that is what the Lady Flames were able to do. You weren't sure what it was going to happen, too, because they had a month off prior to the national championships, and that first game you saw, they had a little rust, once that first game ended, obviously the Lady Flames were able to soar and really took off, and like I said, very team-oriented style, looked sound on, I think, across the board in so many different levels, and it paved the way for them being able to win their programs, not only 3rd national championship, but back-to-back championships.
Yeah, what part of the team, though, in that game, a little bit of adversity as the Lindenwood Belleville Lynx scored back-to-back goals. They made it a 3-2 game. Were you nervous at all? Was the team kind of coming across nervous when, all of a sudden it went from like, okay, we got this on cruise control to crunch time that quick?
Well, I think probably talking to some people, they'd be like, we had it in the bag. But I wouldn't be surprised if some of the ladies on the bench were like, oh my goodness, what is happening? Because Lindenwood Belleville, they do such a good job of rising to the occasion, and not only in the big games, but more so when they start getting momentum, it's almost hard to stop it. It's like a runaway freight train that just keeps coming at you. So I think for them, they just knew they had to kind of just hone things down, and they've been so strong defensively all season long. They just knew they had to buckle down and finish that period off, and they were able to finish it with the lead, still holding the 3-2, and then we saw they were able to hit the reset button going into the 3rd period, and that's what really happened. Played sound defensively throughout, and then also what was huge for them was, and throughout the whole tournament, their penalty kill was pretty phenomenal throughout the whole national tournament. And I think that's one area that Chris Lowe's preached on was the special teams, especially the PK. They were able to score also on the power play in every game, and also they got a couple shorthanded goals throughout the tournament. So the specialty teams really did pave the way for success for them.
Yeah, solid. Now we look to the future, obviously. The Lady Flames are going to take some time, enjoy this victory. Not too often you get to be back-to-back national champions. But the future is still bright for the Flames. They lose some talent. CJ Tipping moving on, obviously, a big piece of this team. But Coach Lowe's has done a fantastic job of bringing in a lot of freshmen that can contribute immediately, and I think that's going to be the same for the future with this team.
Yeah, I think it will be the same because I think the thing with the Lady Flames, obviously, you're bringing back you're still your core, obviously. You just touched on it. A couple key cogs will be gone when you lose 4-time All-American in CJ Tipping. Obviously, she's going to be valued and lost on the back end. Lauren McDonald, the way the coaching staff summed her up, she's just exciting to watch. So you know the type of game-breaking speed she has. And then even Katie Colmos, a quiet, calming presence on the back end. And you're not sure who might still step down or away from the team just because of, obviously, school takes and life takes a factor. But, I mean, I think there's still some girls on this team that have another level they could go to when it comes to their playing. And we saw that throughout the national tournament because even, as I said, very team-oriented game throughout the whole nationals. Not one person was really dictating the pace or they were leaning on to be like, hey, I need you to make a play. It was just so many different girls that were contributing. And I think with not only the girls they've been able to bring in the last 2 seasons, some of them, as I said, still have another level of play. They're going to have so much experience heading into the national tournament next year, and it's going to pave the way for the freshman group that they're bringing in, which they believe that's a strong class. They're talking about bringing in about 6 to 7 different girls, so that will be huge, and a lot of them, a lot of playmaking ability, so they expect them to be able to contribute right away, and it's a good chance we might see the Lady Flames be back in the championship once again. Obviously, they talked about it. It's hard to get there once. It's almost impossible to get there twice, and 3 times, well, who knows
So
what's going to
hard,
happen.
yeah.
Yeah, because only one team's ever been able to do it in the history of the league. So
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch, these Lady Flames over the course of the next coming seasons. Make sure you stay tuned to Club Sports, the website, in order to, keep track of all the recruits that are coming into the program. For Pat Strawn, I'm Rhett McGibbon. We'll see you back here in the fall.